Hello friends, and happy Straturday. Psyberry here with another Darkest Dungeon How to Use guide. Briefly, before I jump into this, thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this guide with a friend. Alright, let's get down to business. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into how to play The Innocent. The Innocent was released May 28th of 2021, and last updated July 20th of 2021. Her canon name is Luna. The credits, real quick. Etienne Altherion, and I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, did the coding, design, balance, and the writing. Von Krolak did the art, animation, and sounds. And Rusty Dios did the alternate colored skins that were incorporated into this, this mod. I'm going to use this one. That's all I need. So real quick, let's dive into the base stats. I apologize, I've only got one Innocent in my Hamlet right now, because I'm a little short of folks. But this level 4 Innocent we'll have to do for our show and tell today. We'll start with the max HP. At first level, this is a 12. And at max resolve, this is a 26. This is really low. This is very low. It's lower than the Antiquarian. For comparison's sake, that is the lowest default HP value. It's about 5 HP lower at first resolve, and then at max resolve it's only about 3 HP lower. So she's pretty fragile. Do not do anything that would direct attacks to her willingly. So don't mark her as a target. Keep her with a guard unit if you want to, whatever it is to mitigate that risk, because she's very good, but she's very frail. The dodge is going to start out at first resolve with a 25, and this will progress all the way to a 45 at top level. This is off the charts good. It's about 10 dodge better than the Jester. And overall, how this factors in, like, think about it like this. At any of these stages, her dodge is going to be about double what an average character's dodge is. So think about it like that. She's going to be surprisingly survivable because of dodge. So you kind of want to maximize that as much as you can while you're out running around in the dungeons. Prota 0. Speed is going to be a 5 at first resolve, which progresses to a 6 at third level and a 7 at fifth level. This is a good speed mark. It's very equivalent to a bounty hunter or a highwayman. She's going to outspeed a decent amount of times. Going to go before most of the enemies. It's just a good thing. If you want her to go even faster, you could probably buff up her speeds more, but it's not that important. Accuracy mod is 0. The crit is going to be starting at a 6%, and this will progress all the way to a 10% at max resolve. This is the top of the line number for crits. This is tied for the best with the Shieldbreaker, Grave Robber, and the Occultist, who I often forget has that high of a crit. And then we're going to go to damage, which is going to start out at 5 to 10 at first resolve, and this will move to a 9 to 16 at max resolve. This is actually surprisingly good damage for such a small package of the Innocent. This is good frontline damage. This is the same exact growth as a highwayman, so you're going to find she's going to get a lot of damage options out, and if she's doing the right attacks, a ton of crits too. Let's waste no time and just dive straight into her combat skills. We're going to start with Playtime. This is usable from rank 1 or 2, and you can target rank 1, 2, or 3 enemies with this move. It's a melee attack, and at this level, it has an accuracy base of 105, a damage mod of -15, and a crit modifier of +5%. Okay, this changes her mode. Yes, she is a modal fighter, she will transform. Her base mode is Prim, and her secondary mode is Play. So whilst Prim, which I enjoy way too much, this marks a target. This will do -200% damage. So basically that damage mod is only for while you're in play mode. This will do no damage by default. And then it's going to change your mode to play, and your allies are going to receive 3 stress. When playing, This will inflict a bleed on the target for 2 points a round for 3 rounds. And if you happen to hit a marked target, you will do an additional 40% bleed skill chance versus marked. So this is going to afflict bleed a lot easier if they're marked. And plus 60% bleed amount versus marked. So that bleed amount is going to go up almost 2/3 of its full bleed damage. And your allies are going to receive 2 stress for that. So thinking about this as a transformation move, it is unique in that it is an attack move that will do some kind of win condition against the enemy while also transforming you. That is unique, and you'll also get another turn like most transformation moves do. So you're going to be able to follow that up with something in your play mode rather than your prim mode. So it's a good way to, combo this into things, and you'll see those later. The second ability, Some Tea, is usable from rank 2 or 3. This will heal the target, which is you or an ally, for 3 HP at this level. I think it starts at around a 2 at base level, I could be mistaken. This will clear horror on the target, and it will clear horror on the innocent herself. This will buff the target you selected for 7 dodge, and it will buff yourself plus 7% healing received. So you're kind of prioritizing your allies with this, because you want that double horror clear, which may or may not become a problem. But more importantly, you're going to get that dodge buff, which is actually pretty nice. So I honestly think that this is a overlooked move far too often. However, we're going to get to the really good move here, a Lullaby. This is usable from rank 2, 3, or 4. This will move the innocent forward 1 rank. This will stress heal the target. You will recover 11 stress at this level, which is pretty good. That's about what the Jester can put out, I believe. But here's the kicker. You're going to buff yourself, plus 18% stress relief skills that the innocent uses. So you're going to get pretty good returns on using this once, but if you really need to stress heal some folks, any use after that is going to be buffed up to as long as that buff lasts, which I believe is probably the standard 3 turns. I could be mistaken. And the last of her prim mode uses is Hide Me. This is usable twice per battle, and can be used from any rank. You are going to select an ally with this. You're going to force guard by that ally, and they are going to receive 23% less damage than they would. They are going to be debuffed, minus 10 dodge, but they are going to receive less stress damage as well for that minus 23% stress. Now, there is a 60% chance when you use this, and I believe that 60% changes as you level up. But there is a chance when you use this, you are going to swap positions with the person you selected this on. And I think, right here in the parentheses, that's the chance I have at this level. I believe 60% chance starts at base, and then it will reduce itself as you get more leveled up. And you are going to stealth for 3 rounds and receive plus 10 dodge. So basically, she's very good at forcing guard on people and doing some heals of different varying kinds. And if you don't mind her transforming, she can start off with a mark and then choose one of these following moves. The first of which, Biscuit. This is usable from rank 1, and you can target rank 1 or 2 enemies with this. This is a melee attack with an accuracy base of 95. At this level, 95 is a little on the low end, so be a little wary when you're using this move that it could miss if you're not hitting a marked target. Accuracy base 95, the damage mod of plus 20%, and a crit mod of plus 8%. This will inflict 18% more damage versus marked targets. It will have an additional 15 accuracy versus marked targets, and plus 5% crit versus marked targets. And you yourself, upon hitting a target with this, are going to heal for 3 HP, which is really, really nice when your HP is pretty low. And your allies are going to stress out for 3. So this is a good finisher, honestly. If you want to combo in, like if you want to use play, because you got shuffled to rank 1, if you want to use playtime and mark a target, and then use biscuit and finish them off, this is not a bad way to start things off, if you're sure you can get a kill. But when you get bonus damage for marked and a plus 20% damage on this move specifically, you're going to kill pretty often.
Obliterated.
Her 6th ability is Sing. It is usable from ranks 1, 2, or 3, and targets all enemies. This is a ranged attack, which is one of her only ranged attacks. This will move her back 1 rank. It has an accuracy base of 105, a damage mod of negative 95%, so it will do some damage sometimes, and it has no crit modifier. This is going to debuff the target, minus 8 dodge with 130% base, that's pretty normal, and a minus 8 accuracy with 130 base. So an accuracy and dodge debuff is pretty good. And then you factor all this in. This is going to have a stun chance for every target that you hit with a 30% base, but you're going to get a bonus to that stun skill chance of 110% against marked targets. That puts it a little bit ahead of the curve, because right now at the level 4 version, that's going to be 140 stun versus marked targets. That's about as good as the occultist's stun move, let's say. Aside from it's not going to get that crit bonus. So when you factor in that if you get multiple marked targets, this is a very good use skill, because you're going to get near guaranteed multiple stuns. This will inflict stress damage on all your allies, like most of her playtime mode skills do. But this is a good one to combo in with a lot of marks on the field already, so if this is a round 2 kind of deal, then this is probably the best time to use that. And her final combat skill is Seek. It is used from rank 1, 2, 3, or 4, and you can target any enemy with this. Has an accuracy base of 110, damage mod of negative 40%, crit mod of plus 7%. This bypasses guard and bypasses stealth. It is going to pull the target 2 squares forward with 100% base. It's going to mark that target. You're going to get plus 60% move skill chance if the target is already marked. I don't really see the pull being as important as marking another target, but you may run into a situation where you've got a guy marked and you would basically disable them if you pull them to the front, and this could do that for you. This will also inflict stress damage on your allies for 2 stress. So you'll see if you want to round 1 transform and you get a mark on somebody with it, you can range up to rank 3 with this mark, and then you pull another guy and mark someone else. All of a sudden, you've taken the Innocent's 1 turn that she's doubled up and marked 2 targets. So that's actually pretty good as a round 1 setup. And then when you factor in that you've got the rest of your party to mark targets and or kill, and whoever's left, she could follow up round 2 with Sing. So you'll see that the monster mode actually has some good synergy with marked parties, and her prim mode is just very good at support, and also forcing guard if that is a thing you are looking for.
Impressive.
So she has a lot of interesting utility and can play a lot of roles, but mostly I think she's here for mark synergy. I think is her main goal. Let's look at her camping skills real quick. I'll have to remember to click those back on when I'm done. She has the generic Encourage, Wound Care, and Pep Talk that you would expect, and her first custom camping skill is Comforting Plea. This is a time cost 2 camping skill. You're going to select a companion. They're going to recover 10 stress and receive a buff for 10% less stress for the next 4 battles. This is a good hybrid move. It's a hybrid between Pep Talk and Encourage. And for time cost 2, it's about as good as you can expect that kind of a hybrid to be. I still think you're better off with Encourage when camping, but if you are running with a Nightmare unit who ramps up stress during the Nightmare and that could end the fight, this is better in that situation for that target. So if you got a Shield Breaker Nightmare and you know what's coming, Comforting Plea is probably the best thing to start with. Her second custom camping skill is Tale of Heroes. This is time cost 5. There aren't a lot of time cost 5s in the game, but this is one of them. You're going to select all your companions. They're going to receive plus 10 accuracy, plus 1 speed, and minus 10% stress for the next 4 battles. This combos well in those Nightmare scenarios with Comforting Plea, but otherwise this is just a good way to guarantee you get some buffs going for your allies. And her third custom camping skill is Whimsy and Wonder. This is a time cost 4 ability. You select all your companions, and they are going to recover 20 stress. This is probably her best camping skill, I would have to say. Unless you need a cheap prevent nighttime ambush, then this is probably the most used thing she will have on her camping skills. It's very good for helping your allies in stress, and I don't know, it's very cost effective for that. And her final camping skill is Off to Play. This is a time cost 3 camping skill that will prevent nighttime ambush. You yourself are going to recover 15 stress, and all your companions have a 66% chance of receiving 15 stress. So there's a 2/3 chance they're going to know exactly why she ran off into the shadows, and that's going to scare the shit out of them. But she's going to get that stress recovery. So this is kind of a... if you feel like the rest of your party has enough options to pull that stress back off of them, this is not a bad way to prevent nighttime ambush. But even when you compare it to, like, I've got a Occultist up here, and Unspeakable Commune is the same cost and half as much stress, but it's guaranteed. So, I mean, it's comparable, but it depends on if you're willing to risk it. If you think one of your allies is not going to get that stress at all, then it's probably worth it. But 66% doesn't always work out cleanly, and you could stress out your entire party with this. So be careful, but it's pretty good. Gotta remember to turn those on. Let's see, what else do we need to know about the Innocent real quick here? We talked about her modes. Crit effect, she will buff her dodge on crit. So she's going to basically double down on what keeps her alive 90% of the time. And that's good. She does have custom afflictions that take the place of some of the afflictions in her list that she could get. Hyper and Irradiant. She could run into those. They're based on, as they say in the Steam Workshop, they're based on some of the existing afflictions in the game. So they're not like crippling, but she does, in hyper mode, like to interact with curios a lot. So keep that in mind when you're adventuring with her. Now let's see, what else would I keep in mind here? Party compositions. Again, I think her best spot is going to be in Mark comps, and I think she's a very effective stress healer if you want her to, you know, do that. But keep in mind, this will move her forward every time she uses it. So she really only wants to use it like once or twice a battle. It's more of a consistent, low-level stress healing than anything else. Because you don't really want to line her up in the very, very back rank, because that's the only thing she can do then. But then again, you could do that. You could just swap her to the back and get 3 turns at a stress healing out of her without having to do anything else. But effectively, Yeah, I would put her with a potent healer because she does have a way to heal allies or herself, but it is not necessarily built to only be a heal move. It's not going to have high potency in that way. It's going to be pretty good, but not good enough to be the only healer. So I usually have her as a backup healer situation, second turn to pop up to save somebody's life, if that makes sense. But yeah, primarily, I think I would use her as a mark unit and a mark synergy unit. Let's see, what quirks would I lock on the Innocent? I haven't looked into anything that I've really wanted on this one, which is kind of sad. I have removed all her negative shit, though. I think what I would prioritize on this unit is dodge, and then after that, crit and maybe melee damage, because all of her damaging abilities that do more than 5% damage are melee. So you're going to get a lot out of melee stuff specifically. That might even help you trinketing her if that's something you want to double down on. But quirks to look out for, Luminous, Corvid's Grace, even Evasion I would probably lock, even if temporarily, on this unit. Precise Striker, Deadly, and Slugger might be good options as well. So let's real quick look at her trinkets. I don't have any of her stuff equipped on her because I run her in such a way that I don't think I have other preferences. Let's put it that way. Where the fuck are your stuff? There you go. The first we're going to cover is her second comm trinket, Gaudium Vincula. This is placeholder art. It's the exact opposite of the baby blanket. And it is going to add 33% stress inflicted on the party. So when you transform or when you use your transformed attacks, you're going to inflict more stress than you normally would. And you are going to have minus 60% move resistance. This is going to change how her stuff works in transformed mode. It's going to basically level off the marked versus unmarked bonus for stuff. Like, for example, you're going to have plus 40 stun skill chance versus non-marked targets. And you're going to have a minus 40 stun skill chance versus marked targets. This makes it so that across the board, you're doing a 70% stun with her Sing move. And so that's good enough for an AoE. Interestingly, it works better in some scenarios. For example, like let's say you want to mark a target, but you don't have like everyone in your party capable of marking, and you do want to kill based off that mark. Maybe you have an Arbalist. So you can mark a target to transform, and then you can stun, and it's going to have a good chance to stun pretty much everybody, and then you can prioritize that marked target. So round 1 you could do it, and it would actually benefit from non-marked just as well as marked. Same with her move skill. It's going to minus 40 from the marked chance and add 40 to her move skill chance against not marked targets. The other thing that it does is on an attack, you are going to move forward, and on an attack, you are going to mark yourself as a target. That, unless you have a guard unit, can be very dangerous. So if you're going to run out with this, you definitely want to not force guard, but you want a guard unit to choose to guard her if you're gonna attack with her. That way, you prioritize the guarding unit. Maybe they're also a post unit, and you just win based on that. The second comm trinket we have here, the original comm trinket, the Phantasmal Veil. There's an FAQ on this on the workshop to explain how it works. Because what it says it does, plus 33% stress inflicted on the party, and on an attack, you yourself are going to change to Prim mode with a 67% chance. All of her attack moves are either the one that transforms, or in her playtime mode anyway. So when you use those, there's a 2/3 chance she will transform back. What it needs to do, they explain directions. If you intend to use this as intended, you need to change a little bit of a line of code, and it'll walk you through that in the workshop. It's not all that intensive. But basically what it would do is, even on your transform move, when you mark a target, and then you get a second turn, it will cue the effects so that that chance procs right then. Otherwise, you get to wait a turn. And so a 2/3 chance you can mark a target and then still stay in prim mode. That's actually going to change your gameplay pretty drastically, which is why you know why they left that in the workshop to discuss. The next we're going to run into is the Sissy's Masquerade. This will reduce the stress inflicted on the party by 33%, and you will receive a bonus of plus 10% stress relief skills. So this is not bad if you're concerned about transforming stress on everybody else, and you want to slightly buff up her stress heal move. It's not a bad combo. The next one here is the Brother's Little Knight. This is going to give a bonus to Hide Me. You're going to receive a plus 100% guard duration received. So the guard rounds you're going to force are actually going to double with this move. And in exchange, you're going to receive 20% more stress damage on the innocent. So this is kind of fun if you really want to stay safe behind your guard. This is the way to do it, unless you have another way, or unless you are getting the guard from another source. If you're using Hide Me to guard, this is the best way to do it. If you are using another target's move, this will not affect anything. And here we've got one of the common trinkets, Baby's Blanket. It's going to give her 60% max HP in exchange for minus 20 dodge. And this has a combo called Shh that is going to be comboed with the other common unit. This is the only recommended way that I would increase her HP, because most of the ways to increase max HP are percent based, and her HP is often half as much as some of the other people in your party. Plus 60% will actually do a lot, but you're not going to find items that are built and balanced for other people in the game to do that. This is the only way I would increase her HP if that is a concern of yours. In which case, you can combo it with Treasured Dolly. It's going to give you plus 20% to your stun, move, bleed, blight, debuff, and disease resistance. And the combo, if you have them both, is minus 20% stress received. So, this is actually a pretty good combo when you consider that it's two common trinkets. It's not bad. It's very defensive, and it's only costing you 20 dodge. Which should put her in the average category for dodge. Yeah, at every level that should be the average category. That, my friends, is all of her trinkets. I'm going to be running mine out with just Elizabeth's head and a camouflage cloak, because I'm prioritizing her using her playtime moves in this party. We're going to go here, just because I really want this trinket. And hopefully, this Mark party will work out pretty well. We'll see.
They breed quickly down there in the dark. But perhaps we can slay them even faster. Combat.
Why not? You want to rebook? Unremarkable, they say. Alright. Well, let's see. I kind of want to mark targets, so let's see if I can get a kill or a mark here.
Executed with impunity.
Alright. I'm actually going to set up a post. Now, I'm not going to be able to play from rank 3, as you would expect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lullaby even though I have no reason to, because I didn't put her in the right rank to start with. That's on me. Let's just finish off the weak one.
Back to the pit.
How dare. Now I have actual stress damage. Great. Well, I'm gonna do this, just because. Okay. I guess I'm finishing you off.
Fiend.
I'm gonna guard her just because I want to.
A time to perform beyond
Playtime.
limits.
Mark. Unfortunately, she's not in rank 1, so otherwise I would use Biscuit. Now's a good time for that. But I'm instead going to
Another one.
use Seek, do some decent damage, and get a kill.
As victories mount,
Let's
so too will resistance.
sleep here, so that next round I can show off those moves a bit more.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
Should run into a battle here somewhere. Yeah.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted, and purpose is made clear.
Wow, I just went around in a big loop with no combats. Sad. Who is my disarmer? Is it really a child? No, we're gonna do it with Link. We're not gonna make the innocent disarm. That's terrible. Alright. Ceiling spaghetti! Sorry, that was really loud.
Festering fear.
It probably required a lot of editing to not blow out people's eardrums, but ceiling spaghetti gets me excited, man. Alright. What can I say? Alright, bitches. We're gonna hit playtime. We're gonna mark you. And then I'm going to mark you.
Press this
Oh, no, I killed you instead.
Give them no quarter.
Dope. We're gonna get a kill shot with Link here in a second. Even though we didn't need the mark kill shot, we're actually gonna do this.
Decimated.
Because it's a mark target, I kinda wanna keep him around. That's a very weird way of showing that I wanna keep him around. Okay, I'll hit you. Got the mark. Good, good, good. We want round 2. Sing. Let's stun these bastards. Steady shot, the only one I can reach. Actually, no, I'm gonna heal your stress. Someone else can take him out.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own. Their formation is broken.
Alright.
Maintain the offensive.
And now, let's see, hide me at Lullaby. It's probably the ones left. I can put that move back on you. So let's show off her other moves a little bit. Biscuit's the only one I haven't been able to show in combat. I'm gonna stun you.
Another abomination.
Or kill you.
Cleansed from our lands.
We're going to hit with this. Get that dodge buff, and you get that healing receive buff. So that's nice.
Continue the onslaught. Destroy them all.
Bring it. That's not, no. That's a bad. KO.
As the fiend falls.
Alright, I'm gonna force myself into a situation where Biscuit is gonna work. And then I'm gonna go do that. Just because I want to show Biscuit off in combat. We're gonna do a 4th battle here. Negatives? Who has negatives? Somebody does. I'm gonna get that real quick so nothing bad happens. A God-fearing occultist. Are you kidding me?
The light, the promise of safety.
Okay, another easy fight popped in. We're gonna kill one.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Alright. Now, you're gonna want to mark that same target that you want to kill, because that accuracy is just a little on the low side unless it's against the marked target. Then it'll probably not miss often. But doing 16 damage at this level is pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Let's just end it. Or not.
This expedition at least promises success.
Well, that's it. That's all the time I really have for today. But thanks for watching along with us. Remember to check out The Innocent. She's a lot of fun. If you like transformation mods and you like support units, or maybe you just really love Mark Synergy groups, this is the class for you to try. So give it a shot. I'll have another Let's Play coming up on Wednesday, and another one of these guys on next Straturday. Thanks for watching. Stay frosty.